she read her daughter's journal. We've covered this a couple of times on the show in the past. It seems to be like a recurring theme, but mom came across her daughter's journal and read some things that she was afraid of, that she was afraid she was going to find, and now doesn't know how to proceed. Mo's got the email.
3 days ago, I read my 16-year-old daughter's personal journal. I was looking for information about a party she's planning to attend this weekend, and I was hoping to get additional information about a boy she recently started dating. And there it was in black and white. Yes, there was going to be a party. Yes, she was going to drink. And yes, she was planning to hook up with this guy. I admit, I read some other entries, and the way she spoke about me broke my heart. How can teens be so cruel? I get teenagers don't always get along with their parents, but the hurtful things she wrote seemed so over the top and dramatic. I try to put myself in her shoes and remember the hormonal years being a teen, but I don't ever recall being that angry with my mom. I've sat on this info and don't know how to proceed. Do I tell her father what I found? How do I confront her? I want to talk to her, but I also don't want to disclose I read her journals. I don't regret doing it. I felt as if I was doing what was necessary to be a good mom. Everyone's definition of good is different. This is mine.
All right, Bert Show fam, if you've ever been in this position, whether you're the teenager that had your journal or diary read, or you're the parent that did the reading, 1-855-BERT-SHOW, 855-237-8746. We would love for you to weigh in. So, as a teenager, I had a diary. I actually remember exactly where I hid it. I don't mean to sound braggadocious, but I had a waterbed.
What? I always wanted one.
What?
Yes, I had a waterbed.
Why?
It was the cool thing, man.
It was cool back
It was
in
the
day.
90s, baby.
Yeah.
Waterbeds were cool.
Nice. Those were cool in the 70s.
Whatever.
You had like a little bed frame with with a theme?
Oh, well, no, there wasn't a theme. There was some stuff etched on the glass. I don't remember what it was. But yeah, so you had like shelves. So you had a frame, a bed frame, and there's like shelving on it. I remember some stuff being on that. And it's where I would put like my stupid little knickknacks. And then you had drawers underneath of it.
You did?
Yes, you had drawers underneath of it. So I pulled out one of the drawers of my waterbed, and that's where I put my diary underneath that. And then I would put the drawer back in.
Okay.
I was certain my mom found it and read it. She never said anything to me. But I just got that vibe with some of the conversations we were having or whatever, because I had gone to a party and hadn't participated in any of the activities. I was a goody two shoes when I was a teacher's pet, goody two shoes, whatever. That changed in high school, but we're talking, I was in middle school here. So I went back through the diary and scratched out all the profanity.
Wait, that was what your concern was?
Yes. I went back and scratched out all the profanity. And what I can say as far as before we get to like the party, the drinking, and the boy, and reading the cruel entries about her, those hormones amplify everything. So you have to think when a person is writing in their journal or diary, it's typically not when everything's, hunky-dory and fantastic. Yeah. You're like in the depths of your emotions and you're just you're lashing out on paper. So you're getting like the extreme version of somebody's thoughts. Especially for
makes perfect sense.
Especially for I feel like a hormonal teenager, and they all are. It's a part of puberty and a part of growing up. So I would try as hard as you can not to take that stuff so personal. Plus, you were never supposed to read that. It's not like she's screaming those things to your face. She's screaming those to a piece of paper, and she's getting her feelings out, which I think is good. Like she's addressing her feelings by writing them out. Now, when it comes to drinking and hooking up with a boy, and whether or not you tell her dad, Mo, you go.
No, I don't think you tell her dad. I've never had a journal. I don't have kids. However, I do feel like.
So you're saying you're completely
not qualified,
unequipped to answer this question.
Can't do it.
Okay,
but I'll give what I have.
I got it.
I feel like in this situation, when you read your child's journal, you make your own bed. In this case, your own waterbed.
Yep.
And now you're stuck with this information that you should not know because obviously, like you said, she wrote it in a time where she needed to express that, and it wasn't necessarily for mom. I do think it's okay for you to ask some of these generic questions whenever you have, whenever it just comes up. If you want to ask her about drinking, if you want to ask her about partying, whatever it is. But I don't think you can specifically bring up the things you read, because we've all been mad at our parents at some point. I've said things about my mom at that age that I certainly did not mean and wouldn't say today.
Of course not.
And if you go at her for it, it's only going to make it worse. So I don't think you do that. I think you got to eat it, but you can still kind of navigate around it and use the information you have to, I guess, pull out of her what you're trying to.
Have those like typical parental conversations where you like roll your eyes and you're like, oh, we're going to talk about sex.
Exactly that.
Gotcha.
The Bert Show.